What is going on, fellow farmers? Welcome back to the episode of FS25 with your boy cjfarms. Today, guys, we're going to be picking back up on the Ponderosa map. Now, you guys will notice that little thing in the center of my screen right there. I'm really not too sure what that is. It's a mod I've installed, and I don't know which mod it is, so it's just going to be there. I went back and looked at my install mods, just cannot figure out which one it is. With that said, everyone, as always, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Smash that like button for me. Click that bell and click all, so you never miss any future content or live streams. Okay, that's cool. That's new right there. Withering chance and moisture retention. So that's a mod I put in my game. I put so many mods in my game over the last, I don't know how many times they put mods in FS25. But I put a lot of mods in the game, and I can't keep track of how many. I mean, I've got like 300 mods in my game, but I don't know which ones do what. So anyway, guys, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start this tractor up. And I appreciate you guys being here. We're going to fire up the wood chipper. And, gosh, we really need a place to repaint this, because there's no place to repaint this at all. So, yeah, I don't know what that is on my screen. But what we're going to do is we're going to start picking up these trees one at a time. And we're going to start feeding these into the wood chipper. So, since the last time I did a video, you guys know that I'm on dialysis, but I do have the access in my chest for dialysis. And you guys know that not too long ago I had a surgery which where they put a fistula in my left arm, which allows them to have access there for dialysis. So they've been using the fistula in my arm, and I just want to talk about it for a minute because I need to vent about it a little bit to you guys. But the fistula in my arm, it's a really good. It took really well. So all the nurses are telling me they're like, you know, your fistula looks beautiful. We're not just saying that. Like, you have the best looking one here. So I'm assuming that the surgeons did a really good job of my fistula, because the nurses are constantly bragging on how good it looks. So anyway, my problem with it is, there's not really an issue with it. The thing is that when they do dialysis through your fistula in your arm, they stick you with needles. They put one in the lower part of your arm, one in the upper part of your arm where your bicep is, right? And that's okay. I don't mind that. I don't mind being pricked with needles. I've been going to the doctor my whole life, so I'm used to having my blood drawn and all that. It's not a big deal. However, what bothers me, and what makes me, I wouldn't say what bothers me, what makes me extremely nervous is, so they put the needles in your arms, and when they put them in there, they are putting those needles into arteries. They are direct arteries. And that's what the surgery was for, was to move the arteries to the top of my skin so they could have easier access and would not have to go so deep into my skin with the needles when they did dialysis. So now I have two major arteries on the top of my biceps in which they use when they do dialysis. So they put the needles in there, and I run for 3.5 hours as always. However, once you're done with dialysis and your treatment is over, what happens after that is they will pull the needles out one at a time. And the problem with that is not going in. The problem is when they take the needle out, because when they take the needle out, they're taking them out of arteries, so they have to apply a gauze when they pull the needle out and apply really hard pressure. And you have to sit there and hold each wound for 10 minutes in order for it to form a scab, is what they said. And that covers the artery back up where you don't bleed out, because if they were just pull the needles out and not put a gauze on it, then I would bleed out and die, obviously. And what's crazy about it is when they pull those needles out and they put that gauze on there, I can feel the pulse in my arm pumping, which means that it's pumping that blood really, really hard and really fast. So this wood does not want to work right today for some reason. I don't know what. Okay, there it goes. But that's the part that makes me nervous, is not the needles going in, not them doing the dialysis itself, but the needles coming out and those arteries being, exposed. Because if you don't hold it long enough, or something happened, that scab was to come off at any point in time when I left dialysis, you know, I would bleed out and die. There would just be no one there to save me. And they told me if I ever start bleeding out, to just apply hard pressure to the wound. But it's like, yeah, that's cool. I can do that. But then there's just a big worry there on that part for me personally. I don't like that part of it. Don't get me wrong. It feels great when the needles come out. I'm glad to have them out of my arm. However, it's the thought of bleeding out that makes me nervous. And I'm going to be honest, guys. I don't know that I would have went through with this surgery had I known it was going to be like this. Nobody clarified it with me that there was going to be arteries moving to the top of my arm. They said they were moving veins around and putting a mesh inside my arm as a fistula. But I never heard anybody say anything about, okay, there's going to be arteries on top of your bicep that they're going to penetrate with needles every time you go to dialysis. I was aware of the fact they were going to put needles in my arms every time after the surgery. But what I wasn't aware of was the fact that it was going into arteries. And that's the part that makes me extremely nervous. And I'm going to be honest, guys. Had I known that it was going to be arteries they were going into, I would have never had the surgery done. And I would have just kept the access in my chest. But then again, you can't keep the access because they say it's high risk of infection, the one in your chest. It's like high risk of infection. So you just got to, you have to go with either the PD, which is the one in the stomach, or you go with hemodialysis, which is the one in your arm. So, but it is what it is. And, it gets the job done either way, which, they never have to pull a lot of fluid off of my body because I'm on a strict liquid diet. So I'm very careful about how much I drink. And what I drink. You guys being here, man. It's really good to be recording content. Again, I'm trying to do it as much as I possibly can. As you guys know, I just got over a major bug. Not too sure what it was. I went to the hospital, got tested for flu, got tested for, COVID and all that. And all my blood work came back good. Didn't come back positive for any flu or nothing like that. No COVID. But my potassium levels were elevated a bit, in which I told the ER doctor that was pretty normal because they run my blood test at dialysis as well. So anyway, I had a really bad bug about a week, and it lasted all week. Like I got it last Tuesday. Last Tuesday, my kids had came in from school, and I was completely fine. And just out of the blue, I started running a really high temperature. Like my fever peaked, I think, at like 105. I was puking. I've had a bad cough since then. My throat's been sore. And I noticed the sore throat and my cough a few days before, the big symptoms really hit me. And I didn't think too much about it because, normally in my household, it's normally not me that gets sick. It's usually my kids or my wife. It's usually not me. But this time, Dad got it. Now, I don't get sick too often, but when I do get sick, it hits me pretty hard. And maybe that's why it does hit me so hard when I do get it, is because I don't get sick that often. So let me get that in there. Let me see if I can get these things to move over and possibly go in. These are not wanting to work right with me at all. I need to get that in there. Come on, work with me. Come on. God, they act like they want to go. There they go. But yeah, guys, I had a really bad bug. Like I said, my fever peaked at 105. I was puking. I was just, and that whole week from like that Tuesday until I think that Friday, I was down and out, man. And then I started feeling better. And then Saturday came around, and I started feeling like crap again, man. I started feeling bad again. Sunday came around, I was all right. And then Monday hit, and I felt a little bad again. But I haven't had any symptoms from it since then. I think it's kind of trying to clear out my body. However, I still do have, the cough from it and, my sore throat. I haven't puked anymore, thank God, because if there's one thing I cannot stand doing, is that's puking. I can handle any type of sickness. I can handle having a fever, a stomach ache, even diarrhea. But I cannot handle puking. I just do not like it. I don't think anybody does. So, all right, that one's going in there. But as you guys can see, we're going to go into flight mode here. We got a lot of wood chips to pick up. And the whole point of this right here was what we were going to do was put down a workshop. But being the fact that we can't find a workshop on the game, which is weird, that actually allows us to paint to repaint our vehicles, we're just going to widen the field even more. So I think that's what we're going to do. But yeah, I cannot, there's no way I can put a workshop. I mean, I can put a workshop down. Cody Jeremiah coming through, subscribe channel on cjfarms. Thank you, Cody. Appreciate that, man. I am recording with my Streamlabs, guys. I mean, I'm sorry, my OBS. So, yeah, there'll probably be notifications come in here and there. But, yeah, man, that sickness was really bad, and I don't know what it is. I know that my dialysis nurse, I talked to her about it, and she said, because she was out of work about a month ago, to a point to where she didn't show up to work for about a week, and she told me that she got tested positive for something new called norovirus. If anybody's ever heard of that. I've never heard of it personally myself, but I think we're going to move this wood chipper down a little closer to what we're doing. We're going to put that right there. We're going to give this a minute and let it go up in there, and then we're going to get the we're going to move the wood chipper like down here a little closer to our logs. That way we're not having to run so far with the logs. So let's go ahead and hop in here because that's just about done. But yeah, guys, it's just been a long last couple of weeks, and since I haven't recorded, I've had the surgery, and it's just been a long last couple of weeks, man. It's been rough, and but I'm alive, man. I'm here and I'm alive, and I'm so thankful. Today I was at dialysis, and there's this lady who sits beside me. She's an older lady, an older lady, and she I think we'll park it about. No, we can't do it like that. We have to turn it around. We have to turn this around. I just don't want to be on any wood chips because I want to make sure I can scoop all those up as I come through. I don't want to be in the way of anything. So we'll go like right here. Yeah, we'll go like right there. All right, we'll turn that on. Let's go ahead and hop out. And let's grab our tractor and trailer. And there was this lady sitting beside me at dialysis today. And I felt really, really bad for her. Like it humbled me. Like it brought tears to my eyes. But she was sitting beside me, and all of a sudden, she looked like she was completely lost. I'm not too sure what happened. I don't know if she had a stroke. It looked to me like she had a stroke because she was staring off into blank space. There was a bunch of nurses over there with her, trying to assist her. And they ended up having to have an ambulance come in and take her out to the hospital. So... But it was really sad. But, when you see things like that happen, it makes you extremely grateful for life. It makes you extremely grateful for your life, that you're healthy. Because, like I always say, guys, no matter how bad we got it, somebody's always got it so much worse. And it's such a true fact. But, man, when she went into whatever spell she was going into, her eyes she was just kind of staring at one place in the room. Her hands were just kind of, they were kind of up in the air a little bit, like by her face, and she wasn't moving. And I could tell it scared her. And then, the nurses were working with her, like I said. Then the medical team came in, the ambulance, they came in, and they took her out on a stretcher. So, and I'm not complaining at all. I'm grateful for life, man. I'm so grateful that I'm alive because, with all the stuff that happened in 2023, with my kidneys rejecting, I mean, honestly, guys, I should have died. I really should have died because, at that time I was being stubborn. My wife couldn't get me to get up and go to the hospital. I just don't like hospitals, and I don't know anybody that does, and I think that's why I wouldn't go. But finally, thank God, the wife talked me into going. And it saved me, man. It saved me. And these doctors, God put doctors here for a very good reason. And these doctors are full of wisdom and knowledge, and they went to school for many years to study our anatomy and to know everything about us. And it's wild. What's really crazy is it's crazy what doctors can do, but it's even crazier what they can't do. It really is. But I hope you guys enjoying the content here on the channel, man. I really appreciate the love and support, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost at 11K over here on CJ Farms. And again, I'm trying to post as much as I possibly can. Like I said, just the last couple of weeks, guys, I have been down and out sick. And I was actually going to come in here. I think it was either Saturday or Sunday, and record. And I started feeling bad again, and I couldn't. Like, did y'all see how that log pushed me back? Did y'all see that? I just didn't feel like it, man. That bug has just really had its claws deep in my back, and so I've kind of had to let it take its course. And yo, why is this log not going in here? What is the deal? It is like completely straight, and it's not going in there. There we go. There we go. There it goes. So I got to figure out how to get that thing off my screen right there, guys, because it is super, super annoying. All right, let's grab this log over here. But I appreciate you guys tuning in, man. I hope you guys are happy and where you want to be in life, and that you're in consistent prayer with God. It's always good to do that. It's always good to meditate. It's always good to spend your time with the Lord, man. And, just talk to Him. God is just like anybody else, man. We form a relationship with God. It's just like anybody else. In order to get to know Him, you have to talk to Him. All right, let's grab this tree right here. We don't have very many left, I don't think. Not too many, maybe like 6 or 7. But we'll get them all picked up, and then we'll start getting these wood chips up. And I'll probably do some of this off camera, because I don't want every episode to be like, hey, we're going to pick up trees today, and we're going to pick up wood chips, and we're going to go sell them and see how much we make, because we obviously already know by now how much we make in these trailers. Each trailer sells for like $240K a piece. So let's grab this tree right here. I can get all 3 of them bad, but it's going to rock the machine a little bit. Oh, I think that trailer is full. Because it's not spitting out no more wood chips. I believe it is. So let's cover that up. Let's go to the back one here. There we go. That's what it was. Okay, yeah, it was full. That was the problem, is it was full. I did install a mod today called something about an exhaust mod, and it gives you more realistic black smoke. Y'all see, that's pretty cool, isn't it? That is pretty dope. Come on. Get going in there, man. Go. Why is it not moving, dude? These things are... Okay, there they go. There they go. All right, so yeah, we had... we was stopped up there. So where's... Okay, last tree right here, ladies and gentlemen. Very last tree right here. And then we should be good. Now, I will go into flight mode and double check, because sometimes you can't always see the trees laying on the ground. So I will go into flight mode and see if that is, in fact, all the trees. Is this one going? Come on. Scoot it over or something, man. Grab it. Why is it not... Okay, it acts like it wants to take it. Come on. Put it in there. Okay, there it goes. So now what we got to do, guys, we got to get these wood chips up. So let's go into flight mode and make sure we got all the trees, which I believe we did. I believe that's all of them. That one's going in there pretty good now. So, but that's a lot of wood chips to pick up, and you guys know we're just going to pick them up and dump them in the back of the trailer. So with that said, guys and girls, that's going to do it for this episode of FS25. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Smash that like button for me. Click that bell and click all so you never miss any future content or live streams. Guys and girls, I love y'all so much. We'll be posting here more often now that I'm feeling a little better. I hope it stays away. Please pray for me, guys, that this sickness stays away. It's really bad, and I don't wish it upon nobody. That being said, everyone, have an amazing day. Until next time, this is cjfarms, and one crop at a time, we are helping America grow. I will see you all in the next video.